Well, welcome everyone, and welcome to the Right Move. Author your way to increase revenue for real estate agents. Every real estate agent wants more revenue, more clients, more referrals, and measurable ROI. How do you measure the return on your investment for your money and your efforts? Today, we're going to talk about how you can increase your ROI by writing a book. So we'll talk about the benefits of writing a book, the reasons to write a book, steps for writing and publication, how to measure your ROI, and getting it done. First, a little bit about me. I love this graphic. I like mostly that you can see my writing desk in the upper left-hand corner, and when I was a toddler, and today in the bottom right-hand corner is the same. I have always considered myself to be a writer, and I've always written. My corporate career was as a software development project management or project manager. And during that time, that 35-year career, I attained many project management certifications. I was a think tank volunteer. I wrote white papers and gave presentations at conferences, earned my MBA, and was an entrepreneur. In around 2010, I decided to switch careers and I joined my son's boutique real estate brokerage in Chicago, B Realty. And at first it was just to establish the processes and procedures, but I got the bug and I got my broker's license and my managing broker's license, and I became the designated managing broker for that company for several years. And I also love to network. I became very involved with an organization called the Women's Council of Realtors and was the president of my local network and also the state. I have my real estate license today. My real estate license is held with a holding company, so I'm no longer affiliated with a company. But around 2022, I decided I was thinking about what I could do for the next 20 or 30 years that would help me serve people, which I wanted to do, and be exciting for me. And I decided to pivot to ghostwriting for entrepreneurs to help build their businesses. And also I write legacy stories for people who have wonderful personal stories to tell. During that time, I established a large network. I built my platforms. I posted on social media consistently, and I've done that for a couple years. I launched Empower Writing Services in 2023. That's the name of my company. And I attained my first few clients, and I'm writing my books that correlate to what I'm talking about here and my legacy books. And that's what I envision for 2024 and beyond. I'm thrilled with this career move of mine, and I'm reaching out to you because I think it's just a wonderful, easy thing to do, to write a book to help you increase your business. I've been in real estate for 12 years in real estate development, so I know a lot of the issues facing us in the industry. So, what are some ways to add revenue to your business? You can offer related services, develop workshops, write a blog, articles, participate in podcasts. Podcasts are so numerous these days, and they're a lot of fun. You can coach or mentor, and you can attract investors for your clients. You can consult, you can speak. I know many real estate brokers who love to speak about their expertise. You can expand local and geographic markets. You can identify your brand as the go-to brand, and you can also pivot careers. Now, writing a book helps you with any one of those endeavors, because writing a book helps you establish authority. It helps you grow your brand. It helps you generate more leads. It helps you identify as a thought leader. You can expand your network locally and geographically. It helps you emerge as a social media presence and influence. It adds a touch point for ongoing client communication. You can write a local community history. You can tell your brokerage story. You can tell or share your personal story. Now, this is just a little matrix of some of the ideas that we've talked about with adding revenue is the column on the left, related services, provide workshops all the way down to pivot careers. And what a book helps you do is establish authority all the way to telling your personal story and community history. So for each one of these endeavors, you can see how writing a book will help you. So it's just a little matrix for reference. Now, it's very important when we take on, and I'm going to really focus on this. When you decide to write a book as a real estate agent, it's not just, oh, I think it's a good idea to write a book. You have to think through your business reason for doing it, your business case, your business strategy. And as part of any good business strategy, you'll want to measure your ROI, which includes increased lead generation. So to do that, you can establish a unique landing page or QR code in the book, metrics on leads that come from the book versus other sources that'll help you measure that. It helps you enhance your credibility and authority. That's one of your objectives. So you could monitor change and engagement on social media, track the increase in speaking and media opportunities, track clients who engage with you. Higher conversion rates, offer a book as a complimentary source during initial meetings and measure the increased conversion rate because your book is out there. Long-term brand equity. So you want to measure your brand mentions in the media. This is a little bit harder to measure, but not impossible. You can poll clients, think about your retention and your market share. Enhance your online presence. Use analytical tools and the impact on social media growth and measure increase in organic online traffic and social media followers. Increase referral business is another way. So you encourage your past clients and referral partners to share your book. This is a great way to get increased business and track the number of referrals for clients coming in. Additional revenue stream, measure the impact of sales and cross-selling on other services and products, and compare the revenue attributed to the book sale, speaking engagements, and calculate the return on investment by comparing the cost against the income generated, which is the traditional way of determining your ROI. So ways to grow your brand recognition, you can become a thought leader. You can establish credibility and authority in your niche or market with insights that you have shared throughout the book. You can enhance your brand visibility. A book serves as a marketing tool, a great marketing tool to increase your brand's reach and recognition among potential clients. It helps you stand out and differentiate yourself from competitors by showcasing your expertise and unique perspective throughout your published work. And it fosters client trust. You have written a book, and that kind of gives you sort of a step up in authority and trustworthiness. So a book positions you as an authority in your field. You can expand your client base. So establish yourself as a go-to expert in your niche by authoring a book that showcases your expertise, whether it's millennial buyers, commercial investors, or baby boomers downsizing, or anything else. Your book can attract a broader client base beyond your immediate geographic area. You can impart industry knowledge. You can mentor and guide colleagues. You can speak at conferences and associations. So you leverage your book's content to secure speaking engagements at real estate conferences, association meetings, and leadership groups. And that's a goal of many real estate agents. You can establish thought leadership. So use your book as a platform to establish yourself as an industry thought leader. Media outreach and expert interviews. Position yourself as the go-to media expert by offering interviews and accepting speaking engagements and sharing your knowledge on high-profile podcasts. Facilitate industry discussions, initiate and moderate discussions among your peers regarding the state of the real estate industry. We all know that several important changes have come down during these last months, and establishing yourself as an expert, if you have that knowledge, is really a good goal. You can also pivot and explore new opportunities. So you can explore opportunities in adjacent industries like property management, uh, political advocacy, and leadership roles. You can aspire to some level of political service, consulting and advisory services, and once again, speaking engagements and teaching opportunities. I like this one. You can write a local community history. So many of us love the communities that we live in. Why not research the local history and capture residents' stories, highlight neighborhood gems, showcase the pride everybody has in their community, and that way you're fostering an emotional connection with potential buyers, but you're also and sellers, but you're also performing a great service by capturing a history of the community that you all love. Reasons, once again, we talked about for broker owners to author a book. Well, it establishes a brand recognition, showcases the accomplishment of the brokerage, establishes and chronicles industry leadership, and by having a book about your brokerage, you can generate additional revenue by letting people read and know about the book and your expertise. There are a lot of, I live in Chicago, so there's a lot of brokerages I can think of, large brokerages that well known that should write a book, and I definitely will approach them. But because I'm part of a boutique brokerage, those stories are enthralling. Each one has its own culture, its ups and downs, and really consider writing a book about your brokerage. You know, the current industry would be interested in, and people coming after you would be interested too, in your family. So I talked about this a little bit earlier, but it is important for you to establish your business case, your business strategy when you want to write a book. Things you want to consider are: who is your target audience? Who is your ideal reader? What is your area of expertise? And what is your business goal for writing the book? What do you want your audience to get from reading your book? What is your strategy? How will you achieve that goal? What is the content of your book? As you will see, I'll talk about in a little bit, we spend a lot of time on the outline of your book. How will you market your book? And how are you going to measure success? This is your business case. So you will have to want some ROI indicators in your business plan. And what are the tips for ongoing brand awareness and success? You won't just write a book and spend all that effort and not want some return, not only this year, but next year or the year after. And you will want to see it grow as your brand grows. So quickly, one idea of a business case might be to increase brand recognition, and your target audience might be local sellers and buyers. Your expertise might be in the luxury market, and you want to be top of mind to sellers in that market. You want to get referrals. Maybe your goal might be one extra transaction or two, or more. Your strategy is to showcase their knowledge of the market and tell success stories and interview experts. Content would be you back up with facts and data about the market, your history of serving that market, trends, and stories. And as we'll talk about, your stories are very important. Marketing, talk at libraries, chambers of commerce, business associations, social media, open houses, blogs, distribute your books on Amazon and Ingram Sparks. ROI might be brand awareness, customer engagement, sales and revenue. What is the break even and quantitative metrics? You want to consider that. And once again, write the book for reuse. Think of it in terms of mini blog posts or blog posts as you kind of break down your outline. And you can distribute your book at open houses. Business case 2 might be to your target audience might be local and state and national real estate associations. For increased speaking opportunities. That's a big thing that a lot of agents I know like to do, and they're excellent at it. So expertise might be negotiations, ethics, market trends, economic and legal trends, mentoring, Your goal would be to be top of mind for speaking engagements and improve your brand awareness. You might be speaking locally and you might want some of those national or higher paying speaking engagements. You might want to give a TED Talk. Strategy is to establish credentials, tell stories, focus on your area of interest of your audience. Your content might be legal expertise, market expertise, previous engagements, testimonials, stories, case studies, and all your credentials. Marketing might be joint workshops and webinars in educational institutions, online posts, interviews, podcasts, blogs, email campaigns. Your ROI would be brand awareness, customer engagement, increase engagements, and what is your break even and ROI analysis. And once again, plan your book for reuse. So another business case is because you might want to pivot careers or add to your career in terms of politics. So your target audience might be constituents, community leaders, special interest groups, party officials, property owners, investors, contractors. Your expertise might be communication, knowledge of government, strategic planning, property laws, leadership, customer service. You might want to add a revenue stream, or you might want to give back to industry through political appointment or positions. Or you might want to serve on a high-level real estate board. Your strategy might be public speaking, policy analysis, lobbying, negotiation, advocacy. Your content would be to identify core values, choose the right channels, your personal story and brand. Your personal story in this case is very important. What is the purpose of your book? What are the key issues of the community? That sort of thing. Marketing, you tailor your message, you'd have teaser campaigns, you might reach out to industry associations, once again, online platforms, business and political associations. Your ROI might be brand awareness, it might be book sales, it might be customer loyalty, it might be market differentiation. Once again, what is your break even and quantitative ROI? In this case, it might not be monetary, it just might be success in the political world. And once again, always think of reuse. So you can sign up here for a free consultation. You can pause this presentation and fill out this form, or you can always reach me over LinkedIn. I'm happy just to chat about ideas you have for a book. No obligation whatsoever. All right, so we're getting into writing and publishing process. So there's 4 foundations for writing a book. The first is to know your audience. Who is your ideal reader? Who is the avatar? Who, if you're sitting next to somebody, who are you telling your story to? Who do you want to gain something from your story? We spend, as ghostwriters, a lot of time with our clients talking about your ideal audience. It's not going to be everyone. The more specific it is, the easier it is to write, easier it is for you to market, and that's all by way of identifying your ideal client. You want to invest the effort to determine your ROI and business strategy. What is the lifetime value of this book? Like I said, think short term, but also think long term. Time is money. So you might spend 100 hours writing a book. You might spend 15 hours with a ghostwriter talking about your story and talking about what you want to convey, and have them do the heavy lifting. Reuse the content, and then tell stories to illustrate key points and engage your readers. This is very important. Every time you have a key point to make, you should consider having a story to go along with it. Stories are what your readers are going to remember. It's how they're going to relate to you. It is your story. It's what makes you unique, and it will really help generate enthusiasm from your intended audience. So your path to writing a book is identify your target audience and ideal reader, develop a compelling book concept and outline, write or work with a ghostwriter to complete the first draft, receive feedback. This is where you send it out to your beta readers between the first and second draft. You don't want to be doing that when you're too far along in the process. So after kind of a very rough, ugly first draft, we call them, you send it out and you get all the feedback, and then determine what feedback that you receive that you want to incorporate. There'll be edit, cover design, ISBN number, proofreading, and formatting. Then you publish, self-publish, and market or promote your book. And we'll talk a little bit about that in a bit. Your path to publishing would be to identify your niche and your target audience, develop a compelling book concept and outline, consider self-publishing, hybrid publishing, or traditional publishing options, craft a comprehensive marketing and distribution strategy, leverage your book to enhance your brand and attract new clients, which is your whole point, and monitor the performance of your book. So your first steps are to determine your audience, high level, and goals. Set your ROI targets and your strategy for achievement. Why are you writing a book? Continue to run your business, achieve your goals, and embrace your vision. Talk to a ghostwriter or a book coach to determine how they can help. Timeline is usually 9 months, give or take, depending on your availability, feedback loops, and the publication route that you decide on. So enjoy the return on your investment of writing and publishing a book. You'll have a broader audience, you'll increase your reach, more robust networks, you'll plan for reuse, you'll build platforms, small investment of time for desired results. So we've talked about writing a book, motivation to write a book, your ROI, your business case, your first steps, your return on investment, your steps to writing a book, your steps to publishing a book, and whether you should write or hire a ghostwriter. Now, recently, there has been a very exciting survey about the largest survey ever published by authors, more than 300 writers, about their experience drafting, publishing, and promoting their books. And authors boosted their brands by more than 90%. Some form of, they achieved some form of non-monetary value, and 89% said writing a book was a good idea. Among authors with books 6 months or more, 18% reported income of $250,000 or more. Now, the point is that you are writing your book to establish yourself as an authority. You would not expect to make money from your book. You would expect that the content of your book and why you're writing the book and your business case will attract the clients to earn you a lot of revenue. And that is the case across many industries, but I'm certain it is also the case with real estate agents. Real estate agents are a perfect fit for the idea of writing a book to enhance revenue through your expertise and through your content. The median ghostwriter book was 4 times as profitable as other books. So this survey is really excellent. It was put together by several reputable firms that they came together. And so the stories about writing a book just aren't, I don't want to say random, but people's individual experience. This was a very exciting survey. It's timely, and it just came out. So you might want to consider collaborating with an expert. I have 12 years and counting in the real estate industry. I am a licensed real estate broker still. I have been a designated managing broker. And just reach out to me and talk to me about your ideas. You don't have to use me as your ghostwriter. You might really decide you want to, but we can just talk about your book. You know, I can be a little bit of a coach too, but really consider writing a book. It's really a great idea for you to increase your revenue. I am writing a book, also The Right Move, based on this webinar, and that'll be out next week, or next year, I'm sorry. But that is exactly, I am doing exactly what I'm suggesting you do, writing a book to help increase brand awareness and bring in more clients. So it was delightful talking to you today. Here's the QR code again. But as I said, reach out to me on LinkedIn or Facebook or wherever you find me, or fill out this form on my website. Thank you very, very much for your time. I've really enjoyed it.